welcome to Lyon, where we have the makings of a vibrant European occasion. The crowd in this Stade Gironde are paying record receipts tonight in what will be one of the venues for the 1998 World Cup. And they've certainly been in good voice so far, so let's check, as they have on the team news. The Forest assistant manager Alan Hill watched Lyon lose 2-1 to Montpellier in their most recent league match last Friday. They've also lost defender Laville after his sending off in the first leg, but they put a lot of faith in three youngsters in attack. The top scorer, Florian Maurice, at number 9, is 21, and there are two 19-year-olds, Ludovic Julie at number 10 and Cedric Bardon at number 11. He didn't figure at the City ground. Well, 22-year-old Steve Howe certainly did for Forest, and after coming on as substitute there, he starts the match tonight alongside Jason Lee, who returns after missing 3 games with a thigh injury. Paul McGregor, whose goal we saw, the only one in the first leg, again starts on the bench, as does Andy Solenzi. Forest forced to juggle their attack with Brian Roy out until the new year and Kevin Campbell still not ready. Almost ready here, in fact, for the kick-off with the Dutch referee, but time perhaps for Trevor Brooking to say how he thinks it'll go.
Well, I think first 15-20 minutes always important, isn't it? Don't concede the early goal, and the fact that Howe is in the team suggests Frank Clark does feel that he could be able to poach that vital away goal themselves.
Yes, just a reminder that the only way the match can go to extra time is if Lyon are leading 1-0 at the end of 90 minutes. If Forest were to score the away goal first, then Lyon would need 3 to beat them. And you can see from the fact that those players are wearing gloves that it's very, very cold in what's reputed to be the gastronomic capital of France. And here's the man Jimmy Hill was talking about, Forest goalkeeper Mark Crossley, left-footed. And Jason Lee and Howe taking up their attacking positions already, and Forest get a free kick. The French team play with a formation of a sweeper and 2 markers, but it was Ian Wone who got the worst of that first challenge. Stuart Pearce just lining it up. Jason Lee coming in now between 2 defenders, got a good header in there. Clearance finds Bardon, number 11.
A good jump, wasn't it, by Jason Lee? Comfortably beat the Lyon defender. Also, I think Frank Clark felt the eccentric antics of the goalkeeper on Meta wasn't the greatest, was he, on crosses? So let's pressurise them a bit as well and don't just sit back.
There are about 2,000 Forest fans here, mostly at the uncovered end of the stadium to our left. This is Florian Maurice, challenged by Steve Stone. Indeed, Steve Stone's grandfather, who lives in Lyon, is among those Forest supporters I mentioned. With several other members of his family, I gather. But it's a free kick to the French, and number 6, Eric Roy, to take it. Forest have already shown on one French ground in this competition, Auxerre, in the last round, how well they can defend. And looking for another one of those compact performances that not only modern Nottingham Forest, but also the one that did so well in Europe under Brian Clough used to make something of a practice of. Here's Stone in the England squad announced today, along with Stuart Pearce. This stadium reflects the French love of football. It was the French, of course, who innovated competitions like the World Cup, the European Championship and the European club competitions. And there's a foul by Steve Chettle. De Place for the French, number 7. Does little. Oh dear, Crossley has to kick this. Which in the end he did quite convincingly. That's number 5, Moulin, on the far side.
I think I should say the actual playing surface is one of the best club pitches I've ever seen. The Forest players were delighted with that.
Very smooth indeed. That was Julie playing it inside, looking for Maurice here, who's in the centre. Yes, the Forest team trained here last night, and as you say, we're thrilled with the condition of the Lyon playing surface. The atmosphere inside the ground reminds me very much of the 1984 European Championship. This was also a venue then. Roy. Bourdon. In these situations, Forest will want to just take their time and try and quieten the crowd. Lee. Header was by Sassus, the only full international among the French players. And that foul by Maurice gives Forest a free kick, which is taken quickly by Chettle to Stone. Howe is in the centre, so is Lee. Rowan is joining them. Here's Howe. Played back to Bart Williams, and it goes to Lee. Oh, and here's Steve Howe again. And there was the first opening for the Golden Nugget, the away goal.
They did very well, didn't he, young Stephen Howe there. That's why he's been brought in, just to link up. Look, he's just joining Jason Lee. Good awareness with the chest down. One touch and hit it with his right foot. Goalkeeper wouldn't have got near if it had just crept inside the post.
Stuart Pearce has made a mistake, and they've got players coming up in the centre here, the French. Then mostly smallish, nimble attackers, the Lyon forward players. Not much height up there. All the officials tonight come from Holland. Indeed, the Dutch referee, Mario van der Ende, was telling me before the match that the referee for next week's game between Holland and Ireland comes from Belarusia. So it'll be a big night for him and for all of other people. Here's Howe. This is a big night for Forest, the only European survivors from the FA Premiership. That's Maurice, Cooper to meet him. It's a goal kick. Most of the French team wearing gloves. Was that peculiar to French players in your time, or didn't you bother?
Well, a few Europeans used to like to wear the gloves, didn't they? They had the old tracksuits in their warm-ups as well. But I mean, it's fairly nippy, as you can see with the old bobble hats there. Richard Money shouted from the line next to Liam O'Kane. I think you and I can have a red nose by the end of this commentary. We won't mind if it scores such that Forest is through to that vital last 8.
Yes, the draw for the quarter-finals is looming up on Friday, and they would love to be in it. But here come Olympique Lyonnais. Moulin. It was nicely taken down by Howe. This is Little. Now Stone. Challenged by number 4, Devoe, who's doing a kind of man-marking job on the wide man on this flank. Ought to mention also that 6 Forest players are on a yellow card from previous matches in the competition, so if any one of them gets on the wrong side of the referee tonight and collects another, he would miss the first leg of a quarter-final should Forest go through. Maurice, back in by Julie, out by Little. Lee did well to find Wone.
Mark Crossley likes them on his left foot. Those goalkeepers favour one or the other, and so you'll find Forest defenders knocking it back on his left side. Jason Lee, I think, is going to be a handful for that back four in here.
Well, they didn't see him, of course, in the first match, did they? And he's Been buffeted a little there to get the free kick, taken by Wone to Scott Gemmell. Now it's Stone, trying to get round the outside of Deveau. Number 11 there, Bardon. Maurice is on this side, he's got Julie coming up in support here. Now it's Maurice, and this is Deplace.
Good player, Deplace. I think he's one of the best players, and mustn't give him any room. He hit that well, but I don't think Crossley was too troubled. It's quite a long way out, as you can see. Hits it low, and Crossley's across. I think he would have got there, bounced in front, but mustn't let them get the space, because they do like to play through the channel, the width of the 18-yard box. They don't often get wider than that.
There's the high one for Jason Lee. Howe also battling away there for Forest. That's Deplace. Rivenet was the player fouled on the far side. He's wearing number 8 for Lyon. And you back the Forest defenders to win those against Maurice. Here's Julie. Deplace again. Maurice. Bardon. Danger here. Oh, Crossley grabbed it as Julie came in. It was Bardon's shot.
Nearly on the turn, it was low down, nearly wriggled out, didn't it, across his hand. They were a bit fortunate, actually. Maurice went to hit a volley. See, goes to hit the shot here, miscues it completely, and it ends up at Bardon's feet. Hits it onto his left foot, but it's a tightish angle and comfortably held, you would have thought, but he just sort of thought it'd excite the home supporters, and us.
A couple of useful attacks there by Lyon. Here they come again. This is Deveau. Now this is Marcello, the sweeper, Brazilian player, the only foreigner in the Olympique Lyonnais side. So Forest survived the opening 10 minutes. Stone. Cooper. Looking for Jason Lee. Howe's made his run as well. It's a huge bowl of a stadium this. The two ends go back a very long way. Here's Des Little to take the throw for Forest, looking for Jason Lee. Tries to get the flick on. Stone, Little again, Lee turns to go back into the centre, Wone's there with him on the far side, that's Wone, pushing, free kick.
A deep cross, Almeta, the goalie, sort of half came. He does like to come for everything, as we saw at the City Ground when he cost them the penalty, but at the moment I think Forest are defended in depth and looking reasonably comfortable.
This is Lee, he could just flip that on now, there's an offside given against Steve Howe.
Wasn't much in there, bit of inexperience there, because he had a lot of space. He could easily have just run onto it, Steve. He could have looked along the line. He was only off by the yard.
Some quite neat movement up front by these forwards of the Lyon side. They interchange quite swiftly. This is Roy, who tends to direct things from midfield. Roy again. This is Deplace, Rivenet's outside him. Wasn't a bad ball into him either, and here's Maurice trying to latch onto it. Rivenet was the player that found the space.
A bit of a swinger of a left foot, but it was a good ball, weighted nicely from Deplace.
And there's the ball in for Maurice, and Crossley just there again.
Well, that's the second one, not totally cleanly, was it? I think it was an intended cross, which was from a out wide point of view there, far too near the goalkeeper. You can see it moving in the air and just dipping low, and second one of them, isn't it? They're coming threes. Hope there's not another one to come.
Mind you, he's got a pretty good temperament, Mark Crossley. He tends to smile his way through those situations. And he was certainly the most boisterous of the Forest players when they arrived at the ground tonight. Here's Stone. Quickly taken by Little. Stone again. And Olympique, the goalkeeper, seemed to be watching that go by a bit. Look at him now. This is the guy that only passed a fitness test just before the kick-off at Nottingham. And Stuart Pearce gets a whack. And I suspect he gets the free kick as well. Yes, it must be that way. Now then, as Howe latched onto this, Marcello goes across.
Good spare man, Marcello, reads it very well and brings it out and uses it well.
Chris Bart-Williams. There's one thing about the referee that's become very apparent in the opening quarter of an hour. He certainly isn't one of those who leans towards the home side, and that's got to be good news for Forest. Chettle to take. Lee. Plenty of Forest players in attack there, 6 of them in fact. This is Maurice on the break for Lyon to Moulin.
Not get any sort of winger out wide that you're too worried that's going to get down the flanks at the moment. They're playing a lot through the middle, quite pretty at times, but as such, haven't actually got behind the Forest defence and had a clear opening.
Forest have made no concession in their formation or team selection for the fact that they are defending a 1-0 lead, in the sense that they're playing a basic 4-4-2. Howe is pushed up there with Lee for the most part early on. Now this is Julie for Lyon. Rivenet makes a run to his right. This is Maurice. Another late challenge, this time by Deplace, and another free kick to Nottingham Forest.
But each time it's played into Maurice, Julie, the number 10, knocked it in there. He can't spread the play, there's no one overlapping, going out wide, and having to play into, I think, Nottingham's strength. That's in the centre there, where they've got sort of Gemmell and Bart-Williams protecting Cooper and Chettle.
Well, they did finish second in the French League last season, and they have already beaten Lazio in Rome in this competition. But I must be honest, having seen them in the first leg and looking at their league position this season, doesn't seem to be very much about Lyon to really frighten an English team. But I mustn't speak too soon. They're in the lower half of the French League, making no great impression this year. This is Marcello. Forest 7th in the Premiership. Maurice. Tucked in neatly again, Deplace. There's nobody on that side.
So there's no width at all. There was no one to spread the play, and that for me is something that is making them look a little bit more predictable. Their local media this morning, I was chatting to them, and they said they've got a young side, and that's been more of their problem this year, and they're really banking everything on this European campaign this season. If they went out, it'd certainly be a disaster for them for the remainder of the season, because they're so far down they could never really get back into contention in their own league.
Crowd jeering Crossley a little there for some time wasting, but it's a free kick given there to the French. And this is Deplace. Roy being hounded by Bart-Williams. Moulin. Julie. Rivenet out right. Julie looks the other way. Deveau came up there, the number 4 for the first time. Here's Deplace. Back it goes towards Maurice again. And Rivenet, the wide player on the right, if there is one, is Rivenet, number 8. But that was going nowhere.
No, it was going nowhere. And very speculative, and also very deep most of their build-up play. Look, this is where all their crosses are coming in, and you're not going to hurt a side like Forest, who do defend very well from there. You've got to get nearer the byline and pull the crosses away from the keeper.
This is Devoe. As long as it stays 0-0, remember, Forest have the edge in the tie. Free kick given. As I said, no great height for the Forest defenders to have to cope with from these, unless they send up Roy, which they haven't here. It's a little touch by Deplace to Julie. And back into Baudon. Steve Stone having to do some defending.
Again, trying to thread it through, and in order to try and beat the trap, they're just over-hitting and just trying to knock the ball behind that back four, and of course it's just running through out of touch there. At the moment, I would have thought Frank Clark very pleased. He wondered what Bardon, the number 11 who'd been brought into the side as almost the extra attacker, would add to their play, but at the moment, not a lot, I think, would be the answer. We said this about Forest, didn't we, in the opening game, that you couldn't see or wondered where a goal was going to come from because you had that little late drama.
This is Julie. Tackled by Bart Williams. Play on. This is Marcello. Devoe, Roy, Marcello. Waiting for movement ahead of him here. This is Roy. And that ball by Devoe is a very poor effort.
Well, the crowd, I think, very quiet, nearly 40,000, and at the moment they've not got a lot to get excited about. Very vociferous normally, and again, very anxious for their side to come through this one, because it is the sort of tournament in Europe at this stage where you can tuck it away for 2 or 3 months and the manager knows it. He can unravel it again come March, and they've got something then to go for the end of the season.
That ball slowing up a little in front of Marcello. Here's Maurice. Deplace. Now Roy, number 6. Bart Williams gets a foot in, a good interception in fact. Here's Howe. Jason Lee's on the far side now. It's Ian Wone making a central run. Stone on the ball. Every touch from the French side gets a lusty cheer. Rivenet into Deplace. This is Maurice. Moulin moves up on the right. Headed out by Colin Cooper.
First time really they got somebody beyond that 18-yard box. Not a bad cross, but again, they are good defensive side, Forest. Good unit. Defend well.
Well, they've done just that for over 20 minutes now, without being unduly troubled. Deplace. Into Bardon.
Not much finesse about that clearance, but Jason Lee was the other side. He was the only outfield player sort of in a forward position, so just a few valuable seconds wasted by Des Little, but as I say, not the greatest of finesse.
This is Deplace. Touched inside to Maurice, back to Deplace. This is Julie. Again, Rivenet takes up the wide right position. Comes inside. Howe looking for Lee. Oh, took that on his chest very well, Jason Lee. Brought others into the game there, very skillfully. This is Stone. And Lee makes another run further forward now for Forest. Stone takes on Devoe. In support here, Scott Gemmell. And now Bart Williams. And Cooper coming forward from the back four. Wone. And Cooper still there. Offside Howe. Not that the referee needs to stop the game in that situation. Little push, I think, there, Des Little.
Just a nudge in the back. Don't really want to give free kicks away, although at the moment Lyon have been fairly predictable, and as you said, they haven't got any great height to win in, so they've got to knock it short like this.
This is Duplass. Maurice. But they bunch well in defence there, Forest. One of their strengths is that togetherness which you mentioned. And here's Roy. Julie. Outside him, Rivenet. This could be dangerous. It's Julie to Maurice. Got a good block by Colin Cooper. Back to Rivenet. Here's Moulin. Forest were at full stretch there, but it was number 4 Cooper that made the important block.
The number 10 Julie is the most inventive of the attacking trio. He's just behind the front two, and Chris Bart-Williams has been picking him up most of the time. On this occasion, he hasn't, and he got behind him. This is an earlier heading clearance, but it was a good ball in along the ground, and as you say, Morris hit it extremely well, but Colin Cooper closed him down.
Possibly the biggest scare yet for Nottingham Forest on 24 minutes. Pierce here, but only as far as Roy. Duplass. They're getting some men forward now, the French. Here comes Bardon, away by Chettle.
Well, both Julia's ball and also Duplass's, that was much better, more forward positions getting in the crosses.
That's Duplass again. Oh, Maurice! Well, 25 minutes gone, and I reckon that Duplass, the number 7, is possibly their most creative player.
Yeah, good play, the 7. Just picks the ball up on that right-hand side. I think that was a shot, wasn't it? It ended up as a good cross, and I think it must have moved in the air. There's Little just misreading it, but it did at least put Maurice off. But at the moment, the crowd getting a little bit more vocal because they do feel their side are coming into it that bit more as an attacking force.
This is Roy. Maurice is a good mover, the number 9, fluid to the player, and he gets a handball decision there, which means a free kick to Lyon, about 30 yards out. They might just send up Sassus for this for the first time, the tall number 2, and if they, yes they are, and Jason Lee's going to have to go back and do a marking job on the far side, to be taken by Duplass. Well, that's not going to find Sassus or any other player in white for that matter. But this is Julie. Out again towards Moulin. In again towards Rivenet. Still Forest hold firm, and now this is where they're good at breaking. It was Steve Stone that got a foot to it. Now it's Howe. Stone goes again, and the goalkeeper decided to come there and then retreated. Stone gets just almost a poke at that, really.
Good break though, certainly Stone and Howe linking up well.
This is Duplass now at the other end. Rivenet out right. Duplass back into Maurice. Rivenet still in space, there he is. 3 waiting in the centre here for Lyon. Poor cross, straight to Bart-Williams. And away goes Lee.
Set 2 between the pair there, Sassus and Lee, but at the other end, Rivenet had a dreadful cross, didn't it? It was the best sort of time and space that any of their attacking players have had, and to pull it back behind everyone was shocking.
There goes Howe, trying to shake off his marker, who in this case is Marcello. And Stoudy and Rowe. Wellens again. Just outnumbered a bit there, Forest. Maurice. Roy. Bardon back into Roy. Bardon. Maurice.
So intricate through the centre there. They had a good build-up down this left-hand side, and Bardon, the number 11, came right back inside, and suddenly they tried to Thread it through the eye of a needle with 5 Forest midfielders and defenders getting back, and it's going to be very fortunate to get through in that way. I think they have to get the ball wide if they're going to be successful.
And so far, in this opening half hour, they've played very much into Forest's hands. Or into their feet, I should say, really, because they've tried, as you say, to pinpoint passes between the centre-backs, and that's not going to work. Here's Bardon. Marcello, Rivenet, Deplace, Julie, Moulin, Deplace, foul by Howe. A little bit of reaction as well by Deplace. And he's placed the ball for the free kick, the number 7, and again Sassus comes up. It's come back to Roy. Devoe still in there, half away by Jason Lee. Still not really clear either. Now Rivenet appeals as the ball hits Stuart Pearce, but from the crowd rather than from the Lyon players.
As you say, the referee's done well up to now. Couldn't have imagined him reacting to that appeal. I thought he hit the shot very early, Rivenet. Again, he had a bit of time. They do panic in those attacking situations, and it was blocked.
That cross is going towards Maurice. Now it's Roy who has a shot from well out. And that really seems to sum up the first half hour, in that we haven't seen too many imaginative ideas from Olympique Lyonnais, and their coach Guy Stéphane there will want to see something more than that if his team are going to turn this tie round in the home leg.
I mean, you had to have a certain respect for the fact that they were able to beat Lazio home and away, but their league form is poor, and whatever you say, you can't just switch it on and off when you play in Europe, and it must get to the confidence, and you can see some of their players are hurrying when they have got time to just settle down and put their foot on the ball.
Jason Lee was fouled there by Sassus, so it's a free kick to Forest, which Cooper is preparing to take. There's Lee, the target again. Wone's coming in as well. Offside flag is up here. Rivenet jumping for this. Gemmell for Forest. Deplace. Roy. Little touch to Maurice. Again, he tries to squeeze it through the narrowest of gaps. The whistle's gone. It's a free kick back here for the jump. Steve Stone. It's Marcello to take this one. Again, a poor delivery, given away really to the Forest defence. Now look at Olmeta. He is something of an exhibitionist, this goalkeeper. Des Little. Time again for Forest just to intercept, look up and clear. Lee with the touch on. This is Howe. Could open up a little bit here for Forest. Wone is in support behind him. Howe goes down under challenge from Marcello. Free kick given.
Yeah, the two of them done well now and again on the break, haven't they? Playing into the height of Jason Lee. Definitely can beat his markers, whichever one is picking him up. And little Stephen Howe then joining them late, and he's quite elusive. Good feet and can chop and change and twist and turn, and has won a good free kick.
Certainly has. 4 Forest players waiting in the centre. There's and Cooper's coming in. Oof, just a flick. Took it away from him. No wonder he held his patting Moulin on the back there. In fact, it was Roy who just nicks this away from Colin Cooper, who would have been in a great heading position there.
I think he'd have scored, wouldn't he? Roa, unfortunately, is the tallest of the Lyon side, and it happened to be him, but he had to get that touch.
Ian Wone's going to take the corner left-footed. Chettle is standing facing him in the 6-yard box. And that's out on the far side. It's gone out. Julie had support there. There's a player on this side completely unmarked, and good header away by Des Little. This is Deveau into Roy. That hit Julie and nearly turned into a shooting chance from Maurice. But Forest again, we're back in numbers. Stone to Howe. Well played, Gemmell. Wone. That is good play from Forest. They really bided their time there till there was a man to play it to. Wone again. Gemmell waiting for somebody to move further forward. This is Bart Williams with Stone in lots of space on this wing. Little is coming up to join him.
The Forest use the width much better when they do get forward there. There was a poor ball in from Steve Stone, otherwise there's a little bit of been away, but they are using the width of the pitch in attack.
Little again. Stone. Lee waiting for a cross. The flag's gone up here. Linesman sees that as a foul on Steve Stone. It's a free kick to Forest in a good position. And I would imagine that's the Dutch linesman on this side of the field. And I would imagine that Stuart Pearce with his left foot would... well, Meta obviously aware of that. He's going to drive one in. Jason Lee jostling, so is Cooper. Oh, that's gone down for a corner.
Sold us all a dummy there, didn't he, Stuart Pearce? I think he might have sold himself one there because it was a bit wasted into towards the near post, because definitely, well, Colin Cooper, but in particular Jason Lee, I think has got the heading aerial advantage if it comes in delivered well.
Well, Chettle, Cooper and Pearce all wait for this. Stuart Pearce back post. Oh, the goalkeeper. Well, it'll be a free kick, I think. Oh, there's a bit of a jostle. Goalkeeper and Jason Lee, and yellow card shown to all Meta.
Well done, the referee. He's got the free kick, the goalkeeper. Why does he have to argue? And referee's pounced on it straight away, showed him the yellow card, and quite right. You can see he is a temperamental keeper, isn't he? I think he's one of those. I think if it stays 0-0, he'll go up for a corner kick, wouldn't he? With 5 minutes to go. But here you see, I think it was a fair challenge from Lee, but he's got the free kick there. Then he dives on it. Look, he's got the kick. What's he have to chase after him for? I don't think there was any real reason there. Well, he says he's got his arm up, but I think, as I say, it was a good decision, and the referee was quite right once the goalkeeper decided to get involved.
In the meantime, Forest have another free kick, and things going very nicely for the English team at the moment. Jason Lee playing a good target man's role here. It's taken by Pearce, and that was Lee. Little came in there behind number 11, Bardon.
Certainly Lee winning many more balls than Salensi did, who's just the same height.
Bardon. Maurice. Bardon. Danger. Maurice goes in again. That's his header. Rivenet's coming in. Pearce with the most composed of knockbacks to his goalkeeper.
A few applause from the home supporters. That was one occasion the flick nearly did get them through, but again Forest did have the cover. It was knocked back in the air, and Stuart Pearce still feeling composed enough to knock a little header back.
Ian Wone looks for Howe. Marcello goes across. So far so good then for the last European survivors. Ian Wone waiting for the crowd to return the ball. This is Lee. going to be a corner to Forest. And Almeta now maybe tested again. He's got to contend with Chettle in front of him. Cooper coming in from behind. Lee on the line. The header by Devaux. This might break well, in fact, for Lyon down this side. But Stuart Pearce, the crowd roar their disapproval, but as far as I was concerned, he cleanly played the ball.
Well, they obviously don't realise there's no problem if you happen to touch the ball when you're tackling, and Stuart Pearce there with his right foot as well let Julie know that he had the intention of winning the ball, which he did.
Well, Pearce has always led by example, and no better example than that, I suppose. This is Bardon. Maurice. Julie. Tricky, but no power in the shot.
Again, of the front three, he's just coming from that deeper position. Chris Bart-Williams, the midfielder for Forest, there he is with him there, but it just wrong foots him. But for most of the occasion, Bart-Williams has been shadowing him pretty well, because I think he is the danger of the attacking three.
What a great job Frank Clark, who we saw briefly there, has done in this last 2.5 years with this club. It really is great achievement. And his team here concede a free kick. Steve Chettle felt a little hard done by there, I think. There may have been a bit of backing in as well. But this is the best position that they've had, Olympique Lyonnais. It's central, and Mark Crossley has to get the wall spot on here. He really does.
It's not the place to concede a free kick. It was a nothing ball forward, and there was a lapse there in concentration to concede the free kick.
Well, Roy is standing to the left of Maurice, who has actually placed the ball. Number 9, he's the top goal scorer. Looks as though it may be a curler from him. Maurice, oh, good save by Crossley. Read it beautifully.
It was a good free kick, but it was always a cross on his favoured side. Look, over the wall, gets over it, no doubts, pushes it wide.
But still the danger from the corner. Sassous is forward. That was Sassous. There's Bardon. Oh, another good stop. Bardon got the late touch, and Crossley an even later one. Goalkeeper distinguishing himself twice there. Here's Maurice. Free kick again.
Well, I think the second one was a better save because it was so close. Bardon trying a little flick rather than going for power, and Crossley did well again to push it away. As you see, wins the first header, little left-footed one. I think perhaps Steve Stone would have got it on the line, but a good save by Crossley.
Well, he may be called into action again now. Maurice is again lining up the free kick. Crowd very much with it now for Lyon. Maurice again, and this time Crossley sees it go harmlessly past the post. The best spell they've had, the French team, but they met the Forest goalkeeper in the form he's been showing this last year or two. Didn't need to make a save that time, though.
No, that one didn't worry him. I thought the first one from the free kick, although it was whipped over the wall pretty well, he still had time to get across and should have made the save, which he did well. I thought the second one was a good close-range reaction one. A bit disappointed that Forest lost the first header because they've been winning most things in the air.
Well, here they are now in the Lyon half with about, 3 minutes to go to half-time. And if they can survive those 3 minutes, the job is half done here by the English team. This is Bardon. But here come two other players from the far side, and Cooper there on the chest, says the referee.
Definitely it was on the chest. But again, you see Bardon picked it up out wide here on the left, and instead of actually bringing it wide and actually sort of taking and pulling the Forest defence, again it was knocked inside, and I do think most of the time they are playing to Forest strength.
That's Sassous with the header. Julie. Late challenge on Des Little. It's a free kick to Forest.
Don't want to tempt fate, but certainly they're not as good up to now on 1.5 games as Vladi Kavkaz or Bromby, who of course played Liverpool.
This is Lee. Now it's Gemmell. Julie. Frank Clark on his feet there, having supervised another disciplined performance in Europe in this opening 45 minutes. Forest showed resilience in France in the last round in Auxerre. But there's still a bit of way to go here. This is Bardon. Oh, a little touch back to him by Rivenet. Bardon goes again. Maurice in the centre. Crossley pouring at it. Oh, good covering, Steve Stone.
I think everyone was surprised. Bardon, the number 11 running away from goal, actually did so well on the cross, and Steve Stone, as you can see, is tight angle, poured away, and Steve Stone then just comes in front then of number 4 Devoe before he can get a shot.
Marcello is forward for this particular one. Sassu's in there too. Plenty of Forest players back. In fact, it was Jason Lee who cleared. As we draw towards the end of the first half here in Lyon. It's back again with Deplace. Sassus is still in there. Crossley comes to meet him. This is Julie, only half hit, headed on by Sassus, and then cleared hurriedly by Scott Gemmell, but also accurately, because this is Ian Wone to Steve Stone. If he could just get past the last man here, it's Marcello. They've got 3 others up, Forest. If Stone can just get some sort of ball in. It's Bart Williams now, good skill and caught by the late challenge from Julie, the trailing leg, as we move into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Looks as though it could end on a reasonably high note for Nottingham Forest. Des Little with the free kick. Lee on the far side with his arm up. But he couldn't get the header. And this is Julie on the break for Lyon. They've got 2 to the right. Deplace. And the referee picks up the ball and says half-time, chaps. And that's good news for Nottingham Forest. They've really kept their act together here, defended soundly, and restricted the French team to just a couple of half chances. So the aggregate lead remains with the FA Carling Premiership side at half-time in Lyon in the second leg. On the night, it's 0-0. European progress has been, as you say, very steady. They did lose in Malmo in the first leg of the first round, 2-1, but won 1-0 at home. They beat Auxerre 1-0 away and drew 0-0 at home. So their defence has been pretty tight, and Crossley and company are well schooled now in keeping clean sheets. Referee still talking to Olmeta, the one player who in the first half he extended the yellow card to. Well, that's an apology, I'm not quite sure, but do you make anything of this Lyon side in terms of them being able to change their approach, Trevor?
Well, I'm just so mystified why they're just trying to plough it through the middle, the width of the 18-yard box. I mean, they're crying out for some width and to get behind the Forest defence, who do sort of have that strong middle four, particularly Bart Williams and Gemmell protecting the back four. So let's hope the French managers decided from that point of view to make it a spectacle. Although I suppose Frank Clark's quite happy if they plough through that middle area.
Well, let's see what happens then. Nottingham Forest now playing from the right in the second half. And just a reminder that with that 1-0 lead from the first leg at Nottingham, if it was to stay this way now for the next 45 minutes, Forest are in the last 8 of the UEFA Cup. Jason Lee again here, making himself available. That's Sassus jumping with him. Chettle with the header. Now then,
number 8 there, Ravanelli. I mean, he looks a sort of midfield player who's being asked to play out wide this evening. He's not happy in those wide positions, hasn't got good crosses in, and that is where they are suffering. And on the left-hand side, number 4, Devoe, gets forward 2/3 of the way, that stops there, and number 11, Bardon, who's come in, tends to drift into the middle, and everyone turns inside and goes into Forest's strength.
Well, here comes Marcello, the sweeper. Maybe he'll have to come forward a bit more in the second half. But they've broken that up nicely, Forest. That was Chris Bart-Williams. Then it was Des Little. And there goes Howe. Goalkeeper's gone a long way again, look.
He's not happy with the tackle there from young Steve Howe. Look, he's given him a little bit of French there. Hopefully we won't get the translation from that.
He needs to be a bit careful, old Meta. And Little trying to get down the right-hand side, but Forest are quite happy in this second half as long as the ball stays in areas like this. They've no need to hurry. Here's Jason Lee. Number 4 there, Devoe, still close to Steve Stone. That's been the pattern. Understand that Frank Clark's only minor complaint about the way Forest played in the opening 45 minutes was a slight tendency to give the ball away, but otherwise he was pretty satisfied and he had every reason to be. Here come the French. Crowd starting to get vocal again. Here's Deplace. Rivenet, number 8, trying to come inside. Outside now is Moulin, the number 5, but Deplace will go the other way here to find little Julie. Back into Julie from Devoe. Not a bad run by Julie Bardon, but it's dropping away rather.
I like Julie, I must say, a young player, number 10, good balance. Reminds me of a great little midfielder player I had a few years ago, Giresse. Certainly nowhere near his ability yet a while, but he's got 2 good foot, runs with the ball, and he's the one perhaps I would be more concerned about, who could unravel the lock.
Yes, you're really talking there, aren't you? Alain Giresse was a key player in that French team that won the European Championship in 1984 in the same midfield as Platini and Jean Tigana. They still talk about that over here. And of course, France have qualified as well for Euro 96, but somewhat controversially without the services of Messrs Cantona and Ginola. So it's going to be interesting to see if the French coach recalls them. Here's Rivenet though for Lyon. Julie. Devoe goes down the outside. Temperature dropping all the time here. It started very cold and it's getting even colder. Much as that may have been a foul throw, anyway, the Dutch referee has pulled play back, and number 4, Devoe, will take this one. Roy gets forward here. Oh, the check, is that a penalty? It's Cooper on Roy. The referee has said no. Was that a close call?
Well, I don't think it was a close call at all. I think, look, he's just lunged away from it there. He plays the ball himself. Look, Colin Cooper gets out the way and, well, he's going for the long jump record as far as I'm concerned there, and the referee quite right.
Well, if that's the case, then perhaps he should have carded the player for diving, but there was just a moment when everybody looked at the Dutch referee, and the moment of danger has passed.
I mean, he's given nothing or wilted at all as far as the home side are concerned for any of the appeals before, so it would have been completely against what he's done up to now.
Now, there is the yellow card. That's what I wonder whether he would do when the play stopped again. You see, that is Roy, and I suspect that's for the dive, or it's not. If it's not for that, it's for something he said afterwards for not getting the penalty, possibly dissent. But Eric Roy is in the referee's book for that rather demonstrative fall in the Forest penalty area and whatever came afterwards. Here's Julie. He's got Bardon up as well, and Julie forces the ball out wide. Good block again. It was Maurice who had the shot. It was blocked by Cooper, who's working overtime back there. Maurice again. Lively spell this by Olympique Lyonnais.
Julie again causing the problems. Just got behind Chris Bart-Williams again. Fortunately, his ball to Maurice was just behind him, so he had to stop.
Deplace. Not a bad turn, that. And that's Julie. And here's Rivenet. And that shot was by Maurice. It cannoned off Steve Chettle. And Forest now have got their backs to the wall for a few minutes.
It's the one beyond the far post. He's knocked back in. And certainly there, he's got his back to the goal. And fortunately, Chettle blocks it.
And the header at the near post is not a particularly good one by Rivenet, but the marking wasn't all that great either.
2 or 3 headers, people not picked up coming into the penalty area late, and 1 or 2 crosses just nearer the byline does cause a problem.
Jason Lee's header. Marcello's clearance. Must say Cooper is a formidable defender these days for Forest. Nothing seems to get by him at all at the back there. There's Little. Howe. Marcello. Goes Cooper again, just covering up behind Des Little there. Oh, yellow card, Cooper. Yellow card for Cooper, and that may well be the end of a quarter-final first leg for him if Forest get through. It's his second booking of the competition, Colin Cooper.
His first touch took him out, and he's got booked for time waste because he whacked the ball up into the crowd as far as the referee's concerned.
That's correct. But here come Lyon in a dangerous position. Ball played into Rivenet. Oh, Forest are rocking a little here, and that will be a blow if they do go through tonight to Colin Cooper, one of their most influential players. He was one of 6 who started this match on a yellow card. In fact, the yellow card he had previously was in the first leg of this tie, wasn't it, towards the end of the game against Lyon?
Yeah, just got to dismiss it from his mind. I mean, it was a silly way, you know, at that stage, because they're building up a little bit of pressure, just went out beyond the touchline and knock it into the crowd. And these days, of course, the referee quickly pounced on it, and he's shown he's not going to stand any nonsense throughout this game. And it's unfortunate, but the only concern about missing the next game is if you get through this one.
Yes, exactly. Here come Lyon again, still with most of the possession, most of the play. Rivenet, and again. Oh, that was Scott Gemmell who put a foot out.
Just getting penned back at the moment, aren't they? They can't sort of get out and get forward in an attacking position to relieve the pressure.
Well, you can say that again. It's a stormy 10 minutes this for Nottingham Forest, and Maurice, who seems to take all the free kicks, has put the ball down very deliberately again here. He's talking to Deplace. The Forest wall is lined up in front of Crossley. Maurice lifts it over and wide.
Not the best of sides for a right footer, is it? They needed Stuart Pearce to take it, didn't they, with his left foot this side. But he hit the first one not bad. The other 2 have been poor. But at the moment, Forest are just defending a little bit too deep, and they need to push up again so as they can have little spells of attacking pressure and sort of support Jason Lee and Stephen Howe and get up from midfield. The middle 4 are just hanging back, helping out the back 4 at the moment.
Yes, they want the possession, don't they, ideally? That's Gemmell. In fact, Gemmell was fouled there. There's a chance, in fact, for Forest just to get into the Lyon half now. Referee who's now shown the card to Olmeta and Roy of Lyon and to Cooper of Forest. It's a free kick to be taken by Cooper. Up goes Lee. Rivenet. Another bad little turn against Stuart Pearce. And there's some good support for him in this attack, actually. This is Maurice. Julie to his left, number 10. Bardon's on that side as well. Oh, what a good tackle. What a good interception. Steve Stone in full flow. Just knocks it ahead of Jason Lee and allows on... Well, I was going to say to put the ball out. That's exactly what he didn't do. And he's got Lyon going, the goalkeeper. They've got 5 up. Julie. Where's he going now? Back to Roy. Stuart Pearce with time to find the left foot of the goalkeeper. Steve Stone again wins it. Oh, but gives it away in the same movement almost. Maurice. And he in turn presents it back to Bart Williams. There's a lot of errors going on in midfield at the moment on each side, but that's a better ball by Stone down the line to Lee.
So Susu tackled in there, has done much better on either side of half-time in the headed aerial battle as well. I think he must have had a G up from the French manager there, and the moan at the referee, but there's quite a physical encounter between that pair.
Guy Stéphane, the coach of Lyon there. Certainly knows his team couldn't afford to concede at this end now. That's how. There's Lee. Oof. Meta in a hurry. Look at this. He's the kind of fellow, as you say, who'll do a Peter Schmeichel late in the game if they still need a goal. But look at oh no, foul by Wone.
That was a bit unlucky there. I thought Wone got the ball there.
Look where the keeper is now. This is Julie. Maybe he won't wait till the last 5 minutes. Rivenet, Moulin, dipping ball to the far side. And Stone didn't quite get hold of that. And it was Maurice again. He seems to get on the end of most things that come loose, the centre forward, but he hasn't hit the target.
Very right-footed, isn't he, as a striker as well? As you see, this one, good play from Deveau, knocks it square. And he has to wait for it to come on his right foot, and because of that, he's always going to drag it that side.
Well, the 2,000 or so Forest fans who've braved the cold and spent their money coming over here are certainly getting behind their side, and they'll be mighty pleased, the travelling supporters, with what's gone on so far here. Forest still have the aggregate lead, but Lyon are having more and more of the game, it would seem, in the second half. This is Bardon. And Forest again getting the foot in, Steve Chettle, notably. Deplace. Roy. Movement right to left by the French till Stone stepped in. Now Julie.
Got a bit excited with the shot, but nobody else did, because it was always comfortably over Crossley's head. I think the worrying thing, if I was the French manager, the Lyon manager, is the fact that out wide they've just got no one who can go past a marker. It's the two fullbacks who end up in those positions, and they're pretty predictable.
You saw a shot there of the flags and banners brought by the Forest faithful. This is Marcello, the sweeper for Lyon. Now Roy. Played in tight to Maurice. Here's Julie. Offside. Offside on the far side. Pardon.
Typical attack though, wasn't it? Through the width of the 18-yard box again, playing those little channels and trying to weave their way through. When the ball was played, well, it was tight, wasn't it? Level, should have been onside, I think.
Yeah, Forest got the benefit of the linesman's verdict there, all right. Now Jason Lee moving in and finding Wone, nearly. Gemmell, he will find Pearce. They could just do with keeping it for a minute or two, Forest, couldn't they? They've been stretched here, and one or two clearances have just been no more than that. But wait a minute, here's a free kick. Stuart Pearce will be quite comfortable with that, given for the challenge by Rivenet. Bart Williams. Not a great deal of opportunity in this second leg for the Forest midfield to get really far forward, but oh dear, that's come off the back of Scott Gemmell. And now some work to be done here by Des Little, and in doing it he has given away a free kick for the challenge on Bardon. He was caught a little bit unawares there by one of his colleagues losing the ball. It came off the back of Scott Gemmell, in fact, and this is a free kick to Lyon in quite dangerous territory. Deplace is over there to take it. Sassous is forward. Colin Cooper's header, it's come back to Moulin, and that's come off a Forest player as well, Wone, who gets a chance here just to get a foot in again. Oh, I'd say that throw looked to be given the wrong way to me. Anyway, Lyon are going to take it. This is Moulin, back to Deplace, and they've kept Sassous in there, and there's danger here. Oh, well, I think it hit Cooper again. Pearce certainly cleared it. Surely can't believe it. It looked goal-bound.
He hit it well, actually. The first cross here, I'm not sure how that cleared everyone off the back of the defender. Morris couldn't control it. Bad clearance for Chetland. It ended up being blocked again as Julie hit his low shot.
DeVoe's in the near post area here. Well, Chettle and Cooper are solid, to say the least, in the middle of that defence, and they need to be now. Roy. You just hope Forest can nick the ball there and then string a couple of passes together and get up the... Oh, he doesn't want it on his right foot too much, Crossley. They are getting really penned in, but this is perhaps the break they're looking for. Steve Stone just needs to try and retain possession. Well, he's done it ever so well.
Been a good little battle, those two. Been shoving and pulling and tugging each other, and really competitive pairing.
Well, it transfers play into the French half, which is absolutely what Forest wanted in that particular sequence. It's a Forest throw. So a couple of scares, but it remains 0-0 on the night. It remains 1-0 on aggregate. But here come Lyon again, and Julie is getting more and more room. Maurice goes through the centre, he's got two this way. Here's Moulin. Rivenet in the middle. Oh, he let the ball run nicely there. Bardon is there. There's an appeal for hands, it's not been given. Julie, deflection, over the bar, corner. They thought it should have been a penalty, Lyon, but I think it was ball to hand, if anything.
And Bart Williams has got to get closer to number 10 there, little Julie. He ran with the ball, spread it for once, out here to Moulin. The cross was let late, and that wrong-footed everyone. And again, the shot was blocked. They appeal for handball. They're appealing for anything at the moment. And in the end, the ricochet got them the corner.
Yes, Marcello's up, Sassous is up. Oof. Here comes Wone to volley that away up towards Howe. Forest have got everybody pulled back deep in their own half. It's a rearguard action now. And Sassous is well forward here, the number 2. And that was Julie again. And they're getting bodies in the way every time. Cooper again.
Unfortunately, there was no need to touch that one because he miscued it completely and it was going to go well wide. But the pressure is building up.
It's building up ominously. Guy Stéphane knows this is possibly his team's best chance. Sassous goes near post this time. Oh, well done, the goalkeeper. That was a solid punch by Crossley. Back in it comes again, though. Flick on and away by Chettle. And he'll be needed again here, Steve Chettle. Roy back in. This time over all the heads. And a shade of relief.
Yeah, a few puffed cheeks there in the Forest defence. Sighs of relief. They had got to try and in some way support those front two that little bit better, because at the moment it is very much a rearguard action and just needs one little ricochet or bad bounce or lack of concentration.
20 minutes gone in the second half. This is Bardon for Lyon. He's got Julie to his left, Maurice through the centre, Deplace. Oh, and Cooper's touch didn't quite carry. But Williams got a tackle in. This is Roy. Now it's Deveau. And that's harmless.
Yeah, they're just making little mistakes, conceding possession yet again. Fortunately, the crosses, I must say, are not the greatest. And little Jules is not the best of headers, is he, of that size?
And you almost feel if Forest could come through this turbulent period, they could then perhaps get a grip again and see their way through the tie. But you also sense this is Lyon's most encouraging time. Maurice. Des Little got a touch, it's still Maurice. Cooper got a foot in. Stone. Deveau. Left back gets forward here. Maurice waiting in the centre with Rivenet. Played back again to Deplace. On this side, Moulin. Jason Lee really wants to make a target here if he can. Yes, he has, for Wone. Oh, that looked like a foul to me by Sassous, the right back.
The crossing has been poor, hasn't they? But they've got the midfield now. I'd be tempted, actually, because in their away legs, the Norwegian Haaland has played in midfield, and I'd be tempted to bring him on just to add that little bit of bite, and certainly perhaps sit on number 10, Julie, who's getting too much of the ball.
Here comes Jason Lee to challenge the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper, who seems to want to play on the field all the time, is making rapid strides here. If only Forest could nick the ball, they could put him in an embarrassment. Oh, they might. It's Gemmell. Now then, it's Wone. Oh, Meta's back in his goal now.
What is he doing? I mean, he give you palpitations, isn't he, as manager? Goodness me, no wonder he's got no hair. It'll be grey, I'm sure.
Well, he certainly had to take the blame for what happened at Nottingham, didn't he? Here's Roy. Now then, this is Moulin. Well, the tackle is by Wone.
It's a dreadful decision. He's miscontrolled it and then tumbled over, and he's somehow managed to get a free kick.
Now hold on a second here, because the referee's coming over, but Wone is just remonstrating with him, and he's just pointing to the place where the free kick should be taken. It's going to be taken by Deplace. Good header out again, and Julie will retrieve it on the far side. Oh, he's got it again. He's such a clever player, Julie. But thank goodness he isn't too composed when it comes to those areas of the field.
None of them are really. The number 5, Moulin, who they're just starting to get in 2 or 3 occasions down this right-hand side, is again a very poor crosser.
Yeah, I think you made a good point about the Norwegian, Alf-Inge Haaland. I think Frank Clark is already getting him prepared with 20 minutes to go. Well, I say 20 minutes to go, that's provided that Lyon don't score and force extra time, which is still a possibility, of course, here. This is Chettle to Pearce. Forward again by Chettle. Well, Lyon have not had any defending to do for quite some time now. It's all been at the other end. Deplace. And again, beavering away there in midfield, the number 7 for the French. The others making their runs now. This is Roy. Deplace again. Stone. League, just a bit too strong the touch, I think, for Howe. Look at the keeper.
they tended to hook it away sort of anywhere now, Forest, whereas before they were sort of playing the ball out from the back.
Roy. Deveau. It's not a bad cross, actually. Rivenet's coming in. It's going to come out to Moulin. He's pulled it back. In it goes from Deplace. Not a very good clearance first time, but Gemmell with the chance to find Lee. Now, if he could just play the right ball here, and if Gemmell can, he's got Howe away. This is good for Forest. Defender comes across. Marcello had to come across.
Yeah, it's good play. Reads the game very well. Good break though, much better. Gemmell passed the ball out to Lee. They linked up, got the knockback and played Howe in. Howe beginning to look a bit tired though, isn't he, Stephen Howe?
He certainly is. There are one or two on the Forest side that look as if they could do with a breather here. This is Wone. This is Howe again now. Sensible. Pearce. Now Jason Lee's got a 1-against-1 here. He's forced a throw at least. Now there's going to be a substitution on the far side. Alf-Inge Haaland and Scott Gemmell is the man to go off.
He has done some very well in away games. I mean, he's versatile player, can play in the defence, but he's been in the away matches playing in midfield. Could well do that marking, holding job, but very athletic as well and can surge out of defence and carry the ball, which is at the moment I think what Forest do need to do, just hold on to it a little bit more than they have been doing.
So it's a throw to Forest, taken by Pearce. Referee spots some pushing. Free kick to Lyon. Jason Lee penalised. That's the first touch for Haaland, and it goes straight to an opponent, Roy. This is a dangerous move again here by Baudin. It's Julie that helped it on, but Haaland needs to settle down quickly. He gave the ball away there.
I just wonder whether he might have stuck Haaland in with Bart Williams and Gemmell just to keep it that little bit tighter. It's in fact though a straight swap, and Haaland's just really replaced Gemmell and sitting around to plus.
Free kick to Lyon against Lee again. This ball keeps coming back into the Forest half. Deplace. And again, number 7. Oh, touched by Maurice. And this is Rivenet. Danger here for sure. And there's the shot turned aside by Crossley from Julie. And the second shot side netting. Julie was the man who brought the save from the goalkeeper. And that was just about the closest that Lyon have come, Trevor.
It's a bad crossball, but very lucky. Gets a miscue off Steve Chettle. I think should have scored. Sort of hit a low shot, but I think it was still a comfortable save for Crossley. One of those that he would push away. That was a bad cross there. Comes off Chettle, as I see. Sort of scuffs it a bit and then pushed it away. And very greedy here from Bardon. I mean, from that angle, you know, wasted into the side netting.
Yes, I think Bardon should have pulled that back from Maurice from a Lyon angle, but from a Forest point of view, it was another escape with about, well, just over a quarter of an hour of the 90 minutes left. No score on the night, the result that really Forest were looking for. It's within their grasp. Lee. This is Julie again, Stones after him. Offside. Offside, Bardon.
It was Julie running with it again. He was offside there, a yard beyond the back four. It's the number 10 Julie that have got to try and pick it up.
Tangle there involving Steve Howe. The French coach has got a double substitution in mind if evidence of the far side is to be believed. Well, at the moment he's got a free kick because Steve Chettle has been penalised for the foul on Maurice, who goes down holding his head. In fact, the two players who he wants to bring on are starting to prepare themselves now for action. Number 12 there, Chavrondier, and number 15, Azadurian. Now, Azadurian was a scorer when they won in Rome against Lazio. And the players going off, as you can see there, Bardon, number 11, and number 8, Rivenet. So a double change, Trevor.
Well, and both the players who I think spinal ball have been very poor. Number 8, Ravanelli, who I must say, Ravanelli looked as if he was a sort of central midfielder being asked to play out wide. His crossing was poor.
And immediately the two players concerned converge on the Forest penalty area. This is Moulin. Clearance was by Stuart Pearce. Marcello. Little. Yeah, well, Azadurian has gone right up there to play with Maurice. This was the partnership until a few weeks ago. Oh, look at this. Alvinga Haaland. Meta forced into almost his first save of the second half by the Forest sub. And here come Lyon. Deveau. This is Jason Lee.
Come on, where are we? Play it! Play it! Play that fucking thing first time!
And a shout from the Forest bench of play it first time.
No, get in the right spot. So don't run past it then. Down the line.
You can hear Frank Clark's voice booming out.
He's worried about the lack of support. The other side is just thinking to himself, well, if we can keep it goalless, rather than perhaps thinking, well, we could just sneak the goal and clinch the tie. Anxious moments.
Very. This is Duplass. And it is again. This is Maurice. Oh, Duplass.
He's a good player, Duplass, but I mean, there was no need to pass that final ball. He could have carried it through himself, just over intricate a game. Here's number 15, as you say, he's playing on the right-hand side. Azadurian is taking the place of Ravenet, and certainly on the left-hand side, Chavrondier is going to take the place of Bardon.
That's the measure of it. This is Azadurian here. And that's the other sub coming in from that side, being challenged by Des Little now. This is Wone. But again, it's rather a case of anywhere will do for Forest, and the ball will just come back their way again. Wasn't a very convincing jump by Azadurian. Now they could snap it here. Oh no, free kick's been given. Foul on Roy. This is Duplass. Just needs Howe to carry this a bit, and Stone is supporting him to his right, and Howe's prepared to have a go here. Well, Stone can carry on, surely. Oh no, they pulled Howe back. Pity that. Steve Stone was quite happy to go on and slot that.
I mean, Howe pulled the defender back because he body checked him and blocked him off. I would think it was an indirect free kick for Forest.
Yes, they were very unlucky there. It should have gone the other way in the first place. You're dead right.
He is definitely going to go upfield into the penalty area of Forest at some stage, that goalkeeper.
Well, it'll have to be sometime in the next 10 minutes if he is, I think. Stone goes down.
Jason's going!
Jason Lee, I think, are just straight offside there. Now then, there's a job for Cooper to do. to Lyon. And Deplace has gone across to take it. Now they have got to be careful here, Forest. Sassus waiting to come in, and Deveau. Away by Des Little. Chevrondier to Julie. Forest working to get it back. Azadurian. Oh, they have got it back. Chris Bart-Williams. This is Roy. I'll just give us some thoughts here. It's what, 8 minutes to go of the 90?
Well, for me, although they've threatened once or twice on pressure, I've been very disappointed with Lyon. Any side that can beat Lazio twice, I thought must have a bit more invention than they've shown over the best part now of 180 minutes. And it's going to be something unexpected that they've produced that might unlock the door. But they haven't done at all well in wide positions, haven't got anyone who, apart from Jules when he runs with the ball, who can beat a defender. And their final ball has been very poor quality when you think of this stage of the competition.
That was on by Lee. Forest just need to keep their shape here. In fact, I think Jason Lee's got a spot of cramp. And that's an interception by Bart-Williams. Now then, what's Stone going to do with it? He's going to go again. Goal kick. Chevrondier on the left. Azadurian's made a run in the centre. Maurice is there as well. Good challenge, Alfinger Hall, and now then there's a break on for Forest. It's 2 against 2. Wone and Lee. Wone, I think, did the right thing because Lee had taken one defender away, but somebody got a foot in, and now it's Deplace. Challenge by Chettle. Then Little. Now then, 3 waiting for the cross here. Julie.
Funnily enough, about 3 or 4 crosses have actually gone to Julie, who doesn't look the best of headers, isn't the tallest, and he has been unmarked. But if anything, Chevrondier on the left-hand side, who put that cross over, the number 12, has given them that little bit more width. He does hug out wide a bit more than Barton. Bit of cramp there, creeping into a few others. Perhaps it's frostbite.
I think that's more likely in this temperature, to be honest. Now then, Cooper's suddenly emerged in the opposing half. He'll need to get back pretty smartish, I would say. Steve Stone tries to delay things a little bit. Cooper's on his way back now. Moulin. Roy. Marcello coming forward more and more. Cooper's in with the challenge. Now then, Lee. Can he stretch the defender here? Sassus. Not enough.
Yeah, he's got better, Sassus, hasn't he? The game went on. Jason Lee did well in the opening half an hour, but Sassus has dominated since then.
In fact, on that note, Andy Salenzi looks as if he's going to come on for Forest on the far side. There's a free kick here to Lyon. And it's going to be a straight swap, Salenzi for Lee. But he'll need to think in terms of defending first of all here, the Italian. It's a free kick to Lyon, it's been taken. Here's Müller. Up goes Des Little, up goes Cooper. Up goes Stone. Now then, Salenzi had a poor match at Nottingham, but he's got 5 minutes at least of work to do here.
Oh, you put the mockers on him there, didn't you? His first touch, he had plenty of time and he's knocked it out and given them a throw in here. Good bit of space to waste a few seconds there.
I think the third substitution as well by Lyon. They're throwing everything in now. Number 14, Stefan Roche is coming on to replace Julie. So they've now got 3 fresh players on the field, the French team, and that looks like handball by Chris Park-Williams. It's going to bring everything back on Forest here as we enter the last 5 minutes. Now Rouard is like, oh no, the referee's not happy. Somebody's gone down in the penalty area, as though there was a bit of a... Yes, he's given it the other way. I think somebody shoved...
It's a red card.
Red card. It's a red card.
Maurice, isn't it?
Maurice, I think, has just clouted somebody off the ball there. And the referee was mighty quick to spot it. Number 9, Maurice. Just watch it here, Trevor.
Well, it's the elbow, isn't it, into the chin. No, it's Colin Cooper who's gone down, and I think it was a little nudge from Cooper, as defenders do when they're marking somebody, but that was a fairly straightforward and blatant elbow into the face, and the referee spotted it and there's a red card. He's certainly not held back when a decision's got to be made.
So Maurice sent off, and a free kick still though to be taken by Rouard. Only half away again by Forest. This is Duplass to put it back in for the 10 men now. As indeed, oops, they had at the end of the first leg, didn't they, when Laville went off. So this is Marcello. Oh, offside on the rebound, offside. That fell nicely for Stuart Pearce, didn't it?
Oh, it didn't fall nicely for Rouard. He got the full blast of his clearance right in his face there. Frank Clark surely must think to himself now, 10 men, minutes ticking away. You can see that quarter-final place. And they deserved it, they defended well. Colin Cooper in particular, I think, man of the match for me, been outstanding at the back.
Well, Andy Salenzi needs to get himself into the action a bit here when those balls are played up. That was Stone. There goes Salenzi now to challenge the keeper. Nottingham Forest now very, very close to the UEFA Cup quarter-finals. They're playing a team who are down to 10 men following that sending off, which I have to say was a smart piece of refereeing. That happens so often in penalty areas when players are waiting, and nothing's ever done about it.
And of course they have lost Julie as well, who was probably their best player with cramp and being replaced, so it's got to be just backs to the wall, get men goal side in these closing seconds, really.
Well, look at this, there could be a break on. It's Chris Park-Williams had a great chance just to delay that and play it to the right. Instead, the goalkeeper thumps it back. Little.
Frank Clark went absolutely loopy there, shouting, because they had a great chance, didn't they? 5 against 2.
He was every right to be angry, I tell you. This is Stone. It's been a long, hard struggle, this, for the Forest defenders, but they've coped admirably well for the most part. They've restricted the chances to really hopeful shots from distance. And Guy Stéphane knows it's time up, really, now for Lyon. He wants something akin to a miracle here with, what, a minute of normal time plus stoppages. Here's Salenzi. Ball's out, I think. Could be a corner here. If it is, then Forest have got no need to rush.
I think at the quarter-final stage, if they do hang on this, Forest are going to have to just try and to add that little bit more cutting edge. They've got through to this stage on excellent defending, but perhaps are going to need a bit more once they get into that final 8.
Yes, I was going to just make the point, without tempting fate in the last few seconds, that if they do get to the quarter-final, of course, a fit Brian Roy would be back, wouldn't he? But they would have to play the first leg without Cooper for his second booking. Now we're creeping up to the 90 minutes. How much time is the referee going to allow the French to have one last fling? Look at Haaland here. Determination for you. The score that Nottingham Forest ideally wanted here. Park-Williams Their fans who you can hear now from Nottingham on this cold night in France. Wone, he plays the right ball. He hasn't. Goodness me. And the French may have one last chance here. Chavrondier coming in from the left. This is Stéphane Roche. Danger as Chettle gets his head to the ball. It goes out on this side for a corner. And there is one last chance here. People on their feet all around us, urging the French team forward. And the goalkeeper's coming up, as you predicted. And he's in the thick of that too. Now, does he get back in time? That's the big question. Well, he does, because the ball's been won back for him. Sassou stays forward. It needs Cooper here. It needs Cooper. Oh, he's lost it. It needs Little. And in the end, Bart Williams. So back the keeper can come again. Well into stoppage time here. Forest biting their nails a bit. This surely must be the last throw for Lyon. Oh, it's been played short. And, well, a chuckle from Trevor Brooking.
Oh, the goalkeeper, he was so tired out, he didn't want to make the second run in the penalty, and reluctantly made all the way there, made a dummy run. They pulled it back, and look, you've got to get all the way back when he hasn't touched the ball. And that was, I think, the safest bet in the ground, that he would make that opposition penalty error at some stage.
There's Steve Stone. Now it's Howe who's going to give it to him. They've got a player in the penalty area here, Selenzi unmarked. This is Wone. Oh, they need to keep it, Forest. What is Wone doing there? This is Haaland. And he wants to try and delay the taking of the free kick. Ian Wone really didn't do what he should have done there. Well, the referee is playing continued time for stoppages. And Little, oh, he's miskicked it, does Little. Second chance. This is a bit scary. Surely Wone can get a challenge in here. Selenzi, Wone. Haaland. And once more, Almeta. Crowd calling for everything now. It's going to come out to Moulin. And it's Haaland for Forest.
They have put over the worst set of crosses I think I've ever seen at this level. It was dreadful. Had so much time, Moulin, and it was blocked by the first man.
Nottingham Forest are through to the last 8 of the UEFA Cup. They continue to represent the FA Carling Premiership. They gain the 0-0 draw that sees them through, courtesy of the one goal in the first leg. Great celebrations here by Forest. A stout defensive display by Crossley and company. They'll be mighty pleased with that. The fans particularly will, in the freezing